Welcome back to Keep Up channel. Victoria Beckham doc first trailer, star cracks jokes with David and says she knows she comes across like a miserable cow, but there's no sign of son Brooklyn amid feuds. Victoria Beckham joked that she comes across like a miserable cow as she reflected on her life and career in the first trailer for her upcoming documentary. The Spice Girl turned fashion designer, 51, is letting the cameras into her life in a new project from the makers of Beckham and Michelle Obama's Becoming, following the success of husband David's docuseries. Simply titled, Victoria Beckham, the three-part docuseries will be released on Netflix on October 9th. On Wednesday, Netflix released a first-look trailer that featured interviews with her celebrity pals Tom Ford and Eva Longoria. However, there was no sign of eldest son Brooklyn amid their family feud. The trailer began with Victoria admitting, "People thought I was that miserable cow that never smiled. But I do. Don't be shocked." As clips of her time in the Spice Girls flashed up, she insisted that she has never forgotten where I've come from and revealed that from childhood she has always desperately wanted to be liked. The trailer also touches on her transition from pop star to fashion designer, with Tom confessing that a lot of people didn't take it seriously. Eva then reveals everyone was warning her, "You will not be accepted." The documentary is set to detail the struggles Victoria had with her eponymous fashion brand, with Victoria recalling her business being millions in the red, while David confessed the debt panicked him. Yet her main goal, as Victoria muses, is simply, "I want my kids and David to be proud of me." The trailer ended with David consoling his wife by declaring, "You could make a cheese and ham toasted sandwich and we'd be proud of you," to which Victoria quipped, "Let's be honest, I couldn't actually make a cheese sandwich very well." The documentary promises to give exclusive access to Victoria, her family, and those closest to her. As a result, Victoria has put her heartache over her eldest son Brooklyn's estrangement to one side and has made sure he features in her show, despite not appearing in the trailer. Despite the fashion designer having had no contact with Brooklyn, 26, since May, she has refused to cut scenes of him in the documentary, which follows Victoria's burgeoning business empire. Sources close to the project have revealed that a scene where Brooklyn helps clear the catwalk at her Paris Fashion Week show in September 2024 of water after a rainstorm will be included. Victoria will be seen asking her team and family to be all hands on deck and begin mopping the catwalk. All of Victoria's children will appear in the show. The show is about Victoria's fashion and beauty empire and the Paris show where Brooklyn was part of that story, says a source. So Brooklyn will be in the show, that is for certain. Brooklyn, who is married to American heiress Nicola Peltz, will be joined on the docuseries by his younger brothers Romeo, 23, and Cruz, 20. They will feature in scenes connected to fashion. One is understood to be Cruz being fitted for a suit in the run-up to one of his mother's fashion shows. Victoria's documentary will delve deep into her fashion brand and follow her as she prepares for Paris Fashion Week this year. The show will offer a behind-the-scenes look at her journey from becoming a Spice Girl to the creative director of a successful fashion and beauty brand. England footballing legend David, whom Victoria wed in 1999, already found huge success with his Netflix documentary Beckham last year, in which Victoria starred. David recently admitted her upcoming documentary wasn't the easiest thing to get her to agree to, but gushed that the Spice Girl is unbelievably hardworking and very clever, and the world deserves to see that. Speaking on Today to hosts Savannah Guthrie and Craig Melvin, David opened up for the first time about the new Netflix show. He said, "It wasn't the easiest thing to get her to agree to, but in my opinion she was the star of mine. So I just thought this is the opportunity, because she's been working on our brand for the last 18 years, and she's unbelievably hardworking, and no one gets to see that. So I convinced her to actually let people see what she does every day and what goes into her business. She's a very clever and hardworking lady, so I want people to see that." Discussing their iconic dance moment to Islands in the Stream in his Emmy-winning documentary, David revealed that it was unplanned and his children were embarrassed. He added, "This moment just happened, we were in the tent all day and then all of a sudden I thought, Mom and Dad should dance, the kids get embarrassed. And this just happened last second, and we just jumped up, and you could see all the kids were embarrassed, but at that point the song meant something to us, and we just danced and it was just us at the end of the day." Victoria also had fans in hysterics thanks to a scene in the documentary which saw David poke fun at her claim about her very working class roots. David interrupted, incredulous, and asked Victoria to be honest, to which she replied, "I am." He then repeatedly asked Victoria to reveal which car her dad used to drive her to school in. The Spice Girl eventually gave in and said, "Okay. In the 80s, my dad had a Rolls-Royce." "Thank you," David replied, and immediately left and closed the door behind him, his job done. Victoria revealed in an interview with Harper's Bazaar magazine that the scene was completely candid, explaining, "David was in the other room watching the monitor, and then he put his head in the door. It was not rehearsed. Like the dancing in the tent. None of it was rehearsed." Victoria has capitalized on the moment with a £110 "My Dad Had a Rolls-Royce" t-shirt as part of her self-titled clothing range. The couple also spoofed the scene in a Super Bowl advert for Uber Eats. According to Netflix's own data, Beckham was the most-watched show for 2 weeks when it was released just under 2 years ago, with 11,600,000 fans watching globally. Victoria Beckham will be released on Netflix on October 9. Source: dailymail.co.uk. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.